Warning, we're not going to be talking about the actual genocide. Supposedly it's pretty murky at this stage. You know, the massacres, the killings that have went on in Bucha and now in Borodianka, right? This is very heavy-handed, very sad stuff, and we are not going to talk about any of the specifics. We're just going to talk about all the stuff that happened around, surrounding this, these events. Stay tuned. Boys, this is mental, right? Apparently there was Bucha and Berdianka in the same fucking month, right, in April. You know, the massacres and shit in Ukraine. Fucking, it's a jolly subject to talk about anyway, fucking hell. But yeah, there's, what you call it? It's like they want the EU leaders, you know, the TDs, the MPs, to denounce a possible genocide in Ukraine. You know, Zelensky called it a genocide. It's that fucking serious. You know, the Kremlin, you know, they're always back to their old shit, saying like, oh, it's not an invasion, it's a special operation. Remember, it's not a genocide. It's a tactical deletion of a population to subvert a counter-offensive. And here we read on that fucking Joe Brandon calls Putin a war criminal and wants a trial. That's the thing, he wants a trial for fucking Putin, right? You know, everyone was talking about how Trump was soft on fucking Putin. Obama did not, and he was scared of Putin. But look at Joe Brandon, you know, man's barely fucking alive, and he's like calling for trials and shit. Like, this is mental. Again, 2 massacres in the same fucking month. You know, Joe Biden responded pretty quickly. You'd think he'd forget the fucking first one, but he remembered the second one. This is all April. Man, this is why we need Joe Brandon these fucking days, you know, his dementia's getting better. Somehow. Fucking, you know. And he's remembering that there's a fucking war going on in Ukraine full of, you know, the standard package, DLC, fucking genocides, massacres, killings, bombings, all of that shit, right? You need to take this stuff fucking seriously. It says here, the United States will request Russia's removal from the UN. Do you know how fucking serious that is, boys? Removal from the UN. Right, do you know how many countries are not in the UN? Fucking Vatican City and North Korea, 2. Right? Vatican City because it's special status, North Korea because it thinks it has special status. Because the Human Rights Council, it says Linda Thomas Greenfield, the US ambassador to the United Nations, calls for the international body to suspend Russia, ideally for sometime this week, right? Sometime this fucking week in April. I mean, it makes sense, right? After what I fucking said. And she goes on to say, you need to see the quote. I mean, you can read the article for yourself, but you need to see the quote. Russia's participation on the Human Rights Council is a farce, said Thomas Greenfield, and it is wrong, which is why we believe it's time for the UN General Assembly to vote to remove them. My message to those 140 countries who have courageously stood together is, that's a fucking low number, by the way, 140, we need all the countries to get together, says. The image of Bucha, the devastation across Ukraine, require us now to match our words with action, she continued. Right? Yeah, right? This is some heavy fucking, just don't think like, oh, you're being jolly about it, you don't give a fuck. My lips are really fucking pink, you see, like, it seems like fucking dismissal on my part, but here's the thing. This is very serious, right? And it doesn't matter how we talk about it, I do think that this is a serious topic that we need to fucking address. Like, this is heavy shit. 2 fucking massacres in 1 month. Russia might get kicked out of the UN. Joe Brandon finally wakes up and realises there's a war going on and actually does something about it. Fucking hell, boys. Tune in for more. This is something, you know? I mean, we'd be reporting towards the end of the war, like, and there'd be so much shit going on, like, you know? You wouldn't even catch up with the news. This is why you need to watch this. You wouldn't even catch up with the news, the amount of shit that goes on. I'd be seeing you lot in some other fucking video. But for now, I'm telling you boys, stay strong. The lads support Ukraine. The lads in Ukraine, stay stronger. Fight to win, right? You know, like I can't really say anything else. I was gonna make a video about some other thing anyway, but because this is too heavy-handed. But sure, look, we reported it. I learned some new shit myself. Right then, see ya.
Як у цареграді славних козаченьків, наших мусульмани пішали на гак, глянувши востаннє на цей світ біленький, в останню